I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home.
Cowan, what are you doing?
Dude, Brennan's dead. I'm trying to pump some life back into SMC.
Cowan, you're a genius! So Cowan, tell me more about why you think SMC is dying.
Okay, so in the last year and a half, 2 years, there's sort of been just like a decline of traffic and spirit and like stuff going on in Brennan and basically at SMC in general. Like, you remember 2 years ago when DSAC was still around.
That was Pinto and Mando's year, right?
Yeah, and like every day I would come here. This is my first year at St. White's. Every day I'd come here, and it was like ram-packed. Everyone was always in here, and for some reason that sort of just disappeared. It's really weird.
You know, like, I kind of see that. Like, sure, we got like this new Brennan kind of, but like, just because you make something look nice doesn't mean you're gonna make it back to what it was. I don't think the administration really understood that factor when they remodeled this place for us.
They didn't really advertise it. It just sort of like we came back one day and it was here. Like we've got to find a way to actually like grasp it and advertise it to the students of SMC.
You know what?
Promote community.
I agree with you there because I feel like we're on SMCSU this year, and you see, this is supposed to be a lounge for the students to come to and enjoy themselves. And there's been discussions that have happened within our own office this year that were great discussions, but they would have been better for the students if they happened in this lounge, not in our office. So I feel like as next year's president and vice president, we have to take steps to ensure that that office is only an office, and this lounge is where the students come to interact and to relax and be students.
It wasn't necessarily anyone's fault because we didn't have furniture in here all year, and we weren't really allowed to do anything in here until really recently. So everyone just sort of just gravitated towards the office because that's where everyone was. But there's no real excuse anymore.
I agree. I think next year we just need to make sure that we do everything in our power to ensure that community picks up again within this college. Like,
Absolutely.
and I think that to tie into that, I think it would be important that SMCSU becomes a part of the community again.
Yeah, I don't care about this office being like, you know, where we hang out. I'm not down for that.
It shouldn't be where we hang
It's
out.
not a lounge.
Like,
This is a lounge. Look at this furniture. It's unbelievable. It's so comfortable.
It's beautiful.
And like, I don't know. We're all guilty of this. Like you and me both, of hanging out in that office. It's not like we don't want to be out here. So why don't we just come out here?
You know, I think there's only one way to really ensure that SMCSU becomes one with the community again, and it seems kind of counterintuitive, but I think we have to make sure that as an entire body next year, SMCSU takes on a more professional note.
Absolutely.
I think that if we want SMCSU to become part of this lounge and get out of that office, we have to make that into an office. I want that office to look like an office. I don't want people to walk in there and feel like sitting down. I don't want people.
Why would you do that? It's not there for lounging.
Yeah, our couches aren't even that comfortable.
Yeah,
compared to these.
Why would you want to sit in those when you can sit in these?
So like, I feel like by making SMCSU more professional, that the office, making that look more professional, that more people, or SMCSU in general, will come into this lounge, and it'll eliminate the factor of people wanting to be around SMCSU for some reason. SMCSU will be here. This is where everyone will be.
This is SMC.
This is SMC.
Right here.
And on top of that, I feel like we owe it to the college to ensure that our council next year is going to do that.
Absolutely.
And I personally feel like we should implement a code of conduct for our council members.
People need to be held accountable.
They do.
It shouldn't be, you screw up and you don't care because you can get away with it. You have one strike, you have 2 strikes, and even some people get away with 3 strikes. Like, there has to be actual bylaws and guidelines for how members of SMCSU should behave, how they should carry themselves when they're in that office and in the community.
When they're not even in here, when they're away from us, I want them to know that if they do something that goes against our college, if they defame our college, they defame us, our council, they will get reprimanded. And I'm not talking about taking away their drink tickets. They need actual punishment for thinking that they can come on this council and just do as they please.
It's not about us. It's not about the council. It's about students.
We're a union. First and foremost, we're a
just
union.
the representatives of the union.
Yes.
Everyone is a part of this union.
We were selected by the students to ensure that their best interests are looked after. And I feel like next year we have to ensure that happens. We have to respect these students and what they've done for us. We've risen to a position where we have to give back to them. We have no choice but to give back to them.
That's the only reason we're there. We're here to take what they've given us and give it back to them.
Not a single person on our council is there by their own decision to be there. They were chosen by many students to be in that position.
It's a privilege.
It very much is a privilege. There's no right of being on SMCSU.
Not at all.
And I have no problem with ensuring that our council members next year know that. If they go against what we feel is the way this college should be run, then I feel like they're going against the students that voted for them. And I feel like those students would have no problem getting rid of them on council.
Yep. Okay, so that whole discussion we just had there, basically a few points from our campaign in a nutshell. There's three things that we can take away from that. There always is, right?
Yeah.
These campaign things. So the first one was what we talked about with community, and how the community at St. Mike's in the last couple of years has sort of declined, and like there isn't as big a sense of it anymore as there used to be.
Yeah.
That we remember from 2-3 years ago. And part of reviving that community at St. Mike's is the professionalism of SMCSU. We have to be, always willing to realize that we're representing the students and we're here to make their student life the best thing that it can be while they're here.
Yeah, because we're here for them, not for us.
Exactly. So the first way to do that is to interact with them. How are you going to know how they want their student life to be if you're not talking to them? So we got to get out of that office and that, turn it into an office. Why would we want to be in an office to lounge around if it's an office?
I agree.
So that's the professionalism part. So we've got community and we have professionalism.
And then I believe the all-encompassing on that is it results in respect, just greater respect for the students.
Realizing that it's a privilege to be here at St. Mike's and an even bigger privilege to be representing the students at St. Mike's. And we owe it to them to take what they've given us in their student levies and give it back to them.
I agree.
That's the respect we owe to them.
At the end of the day, we're only here because of them.
It's true.
So like looking at that, I think we have a pretty good campaign there.
We've got community and professionalism, respect. So that's
C.
See how we put this on a poster. Put something.
I got it, Cowan. That's C.
P.
R. Bring your life back to SMC, baby.
Woo!